Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we are taking a bunch of cars from roughly this. I think the game just crashed, as it is wont to do. Yep, that was the whole game. That might be an indicator to stop, but I'm not going to do it. So, hold on a second. We're waiting for the game to come back. Oh, it doesn't even look like it's loading properly. Geez, we're preparing Euro Truck Simulator, guys. After all that, we had a crash. Freaking game. Properties. Local files. Verify integrity of game. Good grief. Alpha file successfully validated. Cool. Now would you start the game, please? Hopefully it will reappear in a second. Tink. There we go. Hopefully we won't have to take that mission again, but we might. We might not actually be on that mission as we got autosave. Oh, damn it. Risking the crash to make sure I get the chat back. Okay. Let's see what happened. Do. Okay, I have to get the mission again. Hopefully it exists. It does. Take job. Oh. Alright. Well, I have to actually pick the job up now.
Okay. Here we go.
Alright, now... Okay. Stream was showing up unstable for a second there. Picking what I just picked a second ago, making sure that we can hit this city if we don't get it when we go past. We're gonna turn around at this question mark. And that city is a little out of the way, so we'll come back to that city.
Time to get the job done.
Otherwise, we are on our way, as originally projected. And, like I said, succeeding in this mission will get us progress towards another achievement, bare minimum, because we must travel over 1,000 kilometers in 7 different trucks from 7 different companies that we own. And this is another one of those that we haven't done yet, and this mission is over 1,000 kilometers. So, just barely, too. So, very appropriate. So, just finishing this mission will get us more progress on an achievement. Or, actually, I think it's travel time. Or rather, I think it's travel distance and not mission complete. So, actually, the achievement will probably pop before we get to the end of this mission. Just being totally honest. Hold on. Turn on these lights. I'm not going to need lights for a while. second exit means gets in the second lane, most likely.
Exit now. Keep left.
Keeping left. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so, now that we're on the way,
At the roundabout. Take the
previously, conversations of concern, favorite racing game. If anybody in the chat wants to contribute to that conversation, we could do that. But otherwise, I gotta think of a new topic. And I guess I'll think of a topic related to
exit now.
what, something Captain Sojo mentioned earlier, which is, previously it was understood that there was a game of Time Splitters 2, which was included in an arcade machine that you could get to later in the levels of Homefront something something. I don't remember the full title of the Homefront game, but Homefront is one of those is that series where you have to America basically, I think, gets invaded by North Korea, I think, and we have to defend ourselves, yada yada, as America does. I think it comes down to the youth uprising. I don't really recall, but Homefront was its own game that was set in this universe that existed as a book series, and Homefront the something. Oh, whoa! Hold on. Hey guys, let's get dangerous. Stop rolling up on me. We're trying to get dangerous here. The map just indicated that there's a viewpoint there, and I believe that getting all the viewpoints is an achievement, so as much as I was going to skip that question mark previously, it looks like there's a good reason to go get it. So, we'll just get it out of the way, and we'll do our best to ignore certain traffic laws, and get ourselves back to the highway. Because we're not in any particular hurry delivering this delivery. It is 14 hours by road, and we have 30 hours to deliver it. So we are taking the scenic route, you might say. Alright, the viewpoint is over there. Oh no, it's in a place. But if there's nothing else, we're gathering up this gray road and turning it orange. So there is that. Because that's probably not going to get pleated for a DLC or two. But, you know, constantly making progress. That is a green light, so I guess I'm entering this intersection.
Take the first. Keep
Well, at least they hit me, so it didn't count.
exit now.
I mean, that was definitely my fault, but for once, the game was like, yeah, that's not your fault. And I'm like, you know what, you owe me, game, so sure, why not? Let me make sure I'm actually tagged as going into this viewpoint.
Ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Wait, hold on, is the viewpoint in here? Can I go in here? Yep, viewpoint's in there. What am I don't know what I'm viewing in here. At least I can get out the other side, though. Grand Tour 6 of 15? Shouldn't I be 7 of 15? The city of Barcelona. Oh, just the city by itself? Interesting. Well, I mean, I've been to Barcelona. It's very pretty. I mean, not in real life, obviously. I've been here in the game, but... I don't remember that artistic structure previously. I did not notice that. It's very nice. But we are moving on.
Finding a new route.
Alright, let's turn this off. what is your way? What are you doing way back to the highway? I think I need to... Wait, what? Have me go this way and then around and then come back and then go... No. No, let's just go around this roundabout. Is this a one-way road?
I'll find a new route.
Yeah, this is a one-way road.
Reroute. Recomputing.
Moving on.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Keep right.
Meandering a little bit, like my brain is.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Keep right. Exit now.
Whoops.
Turn right.
Wait, what is that weird... What? That is seemingly a very dangerous intersection. But hopefully we are back on our way. That only took time. Do 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 do. As long as that's not a cop in front of me, I don't really care that I'm going fast. Okay, I care a little bit. I could have sworn one of those was like a sign that said there was a digital speed check, but maybe not. Okay, so making progress in the game, going forward. I think I did a lot of Euro Truck, and I've almost caught up to my number of hours in American Truck Simulator, so it might be time to switch back. I will say, sadly, that, man, American architecture and locations is just really lacking compared to Europe, and that's not really the fault of American Truck Simulator. That's literally how it is, and it kind of sucks. Like, there's all this ancient, like, well, what is, you know, ancient civilization type stuff. Like, all the places over here in Europe are thousands of years older than the settlements that are here in America. Possibly multiple thousands. And it's just not as interesting to rig those places for roads in America, because for a good chunk of American history, we've had both cars and roads. So roads are designed in with our cities. And can I not take that turn? Please don't turn into me. We may be reevaluating our entire route already.
A new route.
Looks like we're going one way and then turning back, though. That's a bother. Alright. That's a problem. That's just gonna make the trip longer. And it, wow, by like 170 kilometers. Slimmiter says, wow, this is a way better perspective to watch than the others I've been watching. How do you mean? You mean that I'm out of car view or out of truck view as third person, or do you mean where I place my camera? Like, I tried to place it out of the way so I'm only taking up as much space as the map is. How you doing tonight, Slim? Good to have somebody to talk to. Out of car view. Well, I tend to stay out of car view. It does, in a lot of instances, because of the narrowness of a lot of European roads, it actually can make... There's even more stuff on the road, good grief. It actually makes it easier to travel in car at night a lot. But this is not night, so it's the easiest way to put that.
Keep right.
I'm taking the long way around. Well, hopefully that exit won't be closed when I get back to it. Because in case you missed it, there was an event that was blocking the highway, and I've had to basically loop myself around.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
Hopefully sometime soon I will also be slightly retrofitting the interface that you're looking at right now, so that what shows as me in the corner actually looks a little like I'm going to do some transparency stuff like in a Photoshop. And wait, hold on. You wanted me to turn there. Yeah, that was bound to happen, but that didn't give me a wreck. Oh, it did give me a crash offense. Excuse me. Pardon me. I didn't realize that I was being told to get off here. I'm long past caring about minor fines. I want to get out of Spain. I've been in Spain for so many days at this point. Pardon my bad driving. I am in a long stream and very tired and had to do a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's earlier. I have plenty of excuses. But in any event... like, when you go into a lot of tunnels in Europe, it can actually be easier to see it in vehicle. But I do have a tendency to, like, try and look at the scenery, which is
At the roundabout,
a lot...
first exit.
Which is something that you have a, I didn't almost hit that truck. What are you talking about?
Exit now.
Which is something that is obviously easier to do in third-person camera. Like, I take weird camera angles. I used to occasionally tab it into the, what I call the GTA camera, the action camera. But, in Europe, that's just gonna get you killed. The roads are way different in Europe than they are in American Truck Simulator. What brings you to stream tonight? Looking for a small streamer you can talk to, or just poking around trying to find somebody who's interesting to hang with? Because if that's the case, I gotta tell you, I'm a lot more interesting when people can give me a topic to talk about, because otherwise I'm a very talkative person, but when I have nothing to go on, I kind of draw a blank. So if there's anything you want to chat about, that's part of the reason my stream is normally marked AMA, because that is the case. Wait, hold on. Why is that red arrow pointing me the other direction? Oh, it's still calculating the earlier portion of the route. Alright. Let me fix that really quick. Hopefully I can just travel straight through this intersection now coming from this direction, and then I don't get detoured.
Keep left.
Okay. Oh my god, it's blocked off both directions. Perfect. Well, that's a problem. This is the only road on this side of the country. I would literally have to go around the other direction. Drastic times call for drastic measures. Hi guys, can I get near you? Excuse me, pardon me. Oh no, you're absolutely in the way. Wait, you're not... I was about to say, you're not physically real? Pardon me, I've still only been playing the games for like a month or so. There's nothing I can do to go around this. Let's reevaluate the situation. Okay, so that way is blocked off, this way is blocked. So this is all blocked off in this direction. Okay, hold on. Let's knock this off. So I need to go this way. How do I get that way? Alright.
Drive safe.
Whoops. Alright, you've completely blocked that entire thing, and I cannot see quite why, but
I'll find a new way.
this trip has suddenly turned into quite an adventure. Which means I definitely do need something to talk about. Not that I didn't already have to have something to talk about. Let me ask you, you in the audience, whether you be watching live or later on the recording on YouTube, have you ever played Stellaris? I have. I have put like 1,100 hours into the game. And I've had a pretty good time. And if you don't know what Stellaris is a real-time strategy game that you can pause locally, set out as a galactic civilization. And you basically start the game with, like, you can actually now pick your origin. One of the things I love about Stellaris is that it's constantly improving, constantly getting expansions and stuff like that. And so, including just straight up, like, free improvements to the base game, and it's got a lot of cool expansions to it. Some are cooler than others, but it goes on sale a whole lot. And coming up this Thursday's stream will be Stellaris. Now, when exactly that is, I don't know for certain, because I want to do it when the DLC launches, which is very probable to be like a midnight launch. So, you can do !Discord to find the link to the Improvision Entertainment Discord server if you want to get an actual real notification that you definitely can rely on, or forecasting on when streams are going to actually be starting. You can use that Discord server. Alternatively, you can hit follow on the channel to follow, and you'll get notifications about when I start. Twitch is a little bit later on the notifications than just getting notified on the Discord like we have it set up. But I will be streaming a new DLC for Stellaris, which I believe is going to actually be patched into version 3.0 finally. So it's a galactic civilization game that you get to make your race, all kinds of stuff about your race. You get to pick your name pool, you get to pick your portrait appearance, you get to pick the racial traits that go with your race. There are 9 common ecosystems that a planet can have. So you pick one of those, and that is your home planet's like total ecosystem of the, whether it be frozen or tundra or desert or savanna or continental or water world or what have you. There are 9 of them, and I only named like 6. But point being, you start that, and that is your home planet. That's what your home planet is set up like. And that determines like your habitability on different worlds, or one of the things that can determine your habitability. So obviously, your home planet has like an automatic 10% bump for being your home planet as far as habitability is concerned, I believe, which takes it to 100 or 90% habitability for your race. So every other planet you find that's habitability just like that planet, when you colonize it, it's really good for your race, like the best it can be, without being your home world, basically, by default. You get to pick what your starships look like, not down to the nitty-gritty details, but you get to pick from a couple of different like skins and whatnot. And like everything starts at your like racial origin and your ethics, right? Your ethics are on this big back and forth kind of balancing scale that goes from like xenophobe to xenophile. So that xenophobes are the people who are really into meeting other alien races, and that's xenophiles, and xenophobes are the ones that are really, scared to interact with other alien races. You've got spiritualists, which is opposite materialists, pretty self-explanatory. If you're a much more spiritual race and you're into like deeply religion as one of your ethics, then you're obviously against people who are more in tune with the material world. let's see. I believe egalitarian is opposite authoritarian, which, as you can imagine, right, makes sense. Whether you're trying to be like socialism and trying to everybody in the race have access to all the same and equal power, or authoritarian, which is the ruling class gets to rule over everybody. Man, this game is really pretty, and I'm sorry that I'm having a rough start. But you know, Five Nights at Freddy, I guess, kind of threw me off. And oh, Jana, really? $121, girl? Could you not get a higher paying job? Driver Ludwig. See, 1.5k. Even though Ludwig has been doing this for like almost 80 days at this point, and he needs to step his game up. I'm just saying, Ludwig, slacking a little bit. You're my longest term slacker, and just because you seem like you're turning around and making something out of yourself doesn't mean you're fooling me. You gotta keep it up. Okay. For anybody not watching, in the bottom right corner of the screen, periodically there is light blue text under my mini-map that tells me how the other drivers in my company who aren't me are doing on their own respective jobs as they complete them. And considering this job is going to take me 20 to 30 hours in-game character to complete, you're going to be seeing that periodically. Okay, so additionally, the type of ethics that you have can also determine, or directly determine, the type of government that you have. Like, I didn't even hit all the ethics, but you get the idea, right? They're opposing forces, and basically there's, if you don't have anything in an ethic, then you basically don't have a plus or minus to certain contrasting abilities that are in either ethic. But if you do, you are a whatever of that ethic. You can pick up the 3 individual ethics, or you can pick a fanatic single ethic. So basically, you pick a single ethic twice, or you can pick a third ethic on top of that. So you have like a really powerful single ethic, and then you have one regular power ethic, or rather, like a double power ethic, and then a single power ethic. So, but those also determine your government type. Your government type being, oh hey Ratchet, what's up? I'm just trying to fill the air. If you got something for me to talk about, please interrupt me now. I was just talking about Stellaris, which comes out on, or which DLC comes out on Thursday. I have been put in a interesting situation where I plan on taking a particular route for this trip that I'm doing right now, and blocking it off. Here, I can show you on the map. I was originally supposed to be going this way to get up to Le Mans, but this intersection over here was blocked from every angle, so I'm having to take the long route to go elsewhere. Oh man, I need to hit Bordeaux. Hunterman, you know how to say Bordeaux. Good grief. I don't know how to get that to count, actually.
Okay.
You just got your shot? Your first shot or your second shot? I'm very happy for you either way. Like, it's a two-parter, right? I haven't gotten my first one yet. I'm kind of, sort of waiting on moving. I don't want to... There's a chance that, you know, you'll have a reaction to it and you won't feel so well for a few days. And I don't want to do that while I'm having to move 100 miles. First shot. Cool. Alright. Well, that is the beginning to getting yourself safe. Don't stop being cautious with your mask and your sanitation and all that good stuff. And your sanitizing wipes and whatever else. Like, definitely keep all that up. You are not out of the clear yet, but it is awesome to hear that you've gotten your first shot, so way to go. Eat your arm and drink water and tired? Well, you say that, but my little sister, actually, she had a pretty strong reaction where, like, she didn't get, like, she got super worn out, tired, like, passed out for, like, 2 or 3 days. And that was the first shot. So yeah. She more or less has that to look forward to on the next shot. So it just reacts to some people differently. Some people get, like, don't really have a reaction. Some people get, like, a cold kind of symptoms. If you're not feeling anything now or soon, then you should be in the clear. And basically the second shot should be about the same. But she had some kind of reaction to the first shot, so her second shot is expected to be that and a little bit worse, so she's already preparing to take time off. But I mean, if that ends up not being the case, I'll obviously keep people updated, but I'm happy she's got shot. My mom is allergic to something in one of the types of vaccines, because there's like 4, and so she's waiting on a certain one to come to her area. I think is how she phrased it. But anyway, either way, it's good to see that people are getting the vaccine, but of course, you don't live in America, so yeah, you know to get the vaccine. Alright, I am almost to the point where I have as much travel time left as when I started the trip, so yay. It's going to be really hilarious if I get to the next intersection and discover that it too is closed off. What is that a walkway? I could not tell what that that arch was. You got a topic for me, Ratchet, by any chance? Because otherwise I can just go on with Stellaris. Do you know about Stellaris? You may have seen me play it previously. I played it a lot over Christmas, Christmas break. Like I took a break for Christmas. Like I'm even at school where I would take a Christmas break. But it was December. It just says, great, I still have the emotes. Why would you not have the emotes? You didn't know if you'd still be subscribing to that channel, whatever that channel is? What was it, Zemi? I think Zemi was the channel. If I'm going to be having long-running series like this, I'm really feeling the urge to modify a bunch of art assets and make like custom bits of interface. Because it looks like I'm playing Euro Truck and American Truck for a while. Huh. I actually hit the thing that time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have learned that 45 miles an hour is too fast for that. But I don't care and I'm moving on. I mean, I do care. That's a lot of money that I just wasted by having to repair that later. It's a 1-month thing and it was near the end of last month? Oh, I see. I mean, we all know that that toll booth thing should have broken away. Should have broken away and I should have just gotten a fine. It really shouldn't have damaged my truck that much. And the fine, quite frankly, would have cost a lot less. I think we all understand that. Just in case Slim is still out there, dropping into this view also lets me better see my RPMs. I currently have the most subscribers I've ever had, so that's really cool. As of last night, with somebody who, it turns out, is a friend of Carl. Long-time subscriber, long-time patron, Carl. Yep, thank you very much. I hope this is the beginning of beautiful barely making it by. Engine malfunction visit. Oh no. I actually have enough damage to have an engine malfunction. I've noticed in Europe that there's a lot of don't drive in the right lane because it's going to be a turning lane, which I don't feel is the case in America. We tend to make turning lanes as we need them. So, I mean, I guess I can go on with about Stellaris. So, So, like I said, your ethics allow you what variety of government you can have, and it's not a binary. You pick your ethics, and then you get specifically a type of government. Most but not all ethics have like a variety of governments that you can have under those ethics. I mean, obviously, we can have basically what is America, and we can count it as a socialist economy, a democratic economy, or like I think like an authoritarian economy. Because I mean, we were going to go there pretty soon if things didn't change direction, which they did. But yeah, you get to pretty much. It's assumed that most people are playing as a custom race, because the races in the game are all based around a certain like baseline of what alien race, like what steps you're going to have to like play as that particular race, is all based upon the things you pick. So you can actually pick perks. Are you going to 100% all the Ratchet games? 100%. There's a good chance eventually. My current intention is to try and get the other 3 Ratchet games I haven't done. I'm sorry, 4 Ratchet games that I haven't done before Rift Apart. This year. Whoops. Fuck. I'm just having all kinds of problems. Distracted driving. In any event, my current intention in Ratchet is to hit the other 4 Ratchet games before hitting Rift Apart. So I'm actually thinking about just starting to play the next game, which is All for One, next month, regardless of what happens. Like, regardless of what gets voted on. Basically, my intention currently is to probably finish Breath of Fire so that it can be done on the channel. And then start All for One. I was kind of hoping to talk Dr. Zamp into playing it, but his work schedule never worked out, and then he had to move. So I'm going to be playing that game single player, which I'm told you can do. And then I'm going to be playing, I believe there's a story mode in I believe it's called Full Frontal Assault. Then I'll be playing that. Then I'll be playing Enter or Escape from the Nexus. I forget which one it is. And then the game that doesn't have any forward progression, but has one of the characters retell the events of the first game. That'll be Ratchet & Clank PS4. And then those 4 games will be done. So basically, it is my intention to get through the remaining games and also play Rift Apart by the end of the year. To the point where, if PlayStation 5s don't become more available, I might not actually literally have one until Christmas. Which means I would be starting Ratchet & Clank, I don't know, like on the 26th of December or something like that. But it is my intention to get through the 4 remaining games, and if Ratchet actually comes out in June, it is also my intention to get through that game this year. Now, as far as 100%ing them, I'm behind, right? I 100%ed, games 1 through 3? I haven't 100%ed Deadlock. There basically isn't... Keep right? Okay. There basically isn't 100% for Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction, because there are no trophies in that game. And the same is also true for Quest for Booty. I don't believe there are any trophies for that game. And then Crack in Time, I will almost definitely 100% that because it seems fun and easy, and I'm right there. I've just got a little bit of cleanup to do. Alright, hold on, Ratchet is saying, great news, I get to borrow a PS5 from a friend. Oh, that is pretty great news. Whatever you learn, Ratchet, please, no spoilers. Hey, Driver Sophia got me like $4,000. In character, I'm going to have to stop for sleep soon. Oh, come on, guys, please go faster. That's the whole reason that you do this, is so that you can just go faster. You're slowing down. You're slowing down. let's start. Okay. We got like 3 hours left on the trip. But we can start looking for our next rest area. It is 19 at night, so we will be needing to rest anyway. Because we will make it daylight. Maybe there, maybe there.
Time to hit the road.
Oh, I have no idea what Kraken Time has in store for me. If it's more plot stuff, you're offended by my headlights? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? I had my headlights on the whole time. Why are my headlights not on? God damn it. I'm just getting fines. This is the worst trip. I'm gonna have to... You know what? High beams. I'm gonna be that way about it. I think I have some idea what Kraken Time has in store for me. I don't know if I could be surprised by a Kraken Time. We'll see. I purposely turned on my headlights long before I needed them. I don't know how they got turned off. Oh, maybe they got turned off when I had engine failure a few minutes ago. Maybe? That probably shouldn't have been the case, but it's the only thing I can think of. Besides missing and bumping the button. So, in answer to your question, Ratchet, on a long enough timeline, I'm going to go with yes. I should probably 100% those games, but I have no guarantee what that is. I beat Deadlocked, and... Well, actually, I beat all of the Ratchet & Clank games last year, so I haven't touched them in a while. But I have all the save files, and I should be able to 100% them, unless Sony makes it so that because I bought them digitally, I no longer own them. In which case, I'm going to be real pissed off. But also, we'll figure it out. Because there's some shenanigans happening with Sony, as there often is. Sony being perhaps the most consumer hostile of the video game industry, especially of the big three, no doubt. Sony, no comparison, most hostile game company of the big three. But alright, 35 should be fine. Let me see. And I may have found a way to get access to the mobile game, because I think there's Enter the Nexus and Escape the Nexus are two of the Ratchet & Clank games, one of which is the core game that's on console, and the other one is mobile. Like, my intention is to play all the Ratchet & Clank games eventually, and to keep an eye on 100%ing them, but I just don't know if 100%ing a game is something that is actually interesting for people to watch. Because, you know, when I was first doing it, it was you watching Ratchet & Clank games, and then nobody else.
Take the first exit.
Pamplona discovered. Conquistador 29 of 49. I can push the sleep. Where's the next rest area? You know, let's not risk it. Let's not risk getting a detour or something.
Right. And then exit right.
Let's just do this one.
Exit right.
Before the Nexus Mobile, into the Nexus full game. Okay. So yeah, before the Nexus. Now when I do this, it should still be about 4 in the morning. So we're still going to have a little bit of darkness. We're going to have more darkness than we have right now, actually. Please give me the sleep option. Good grief. We're getting some rest. Oh, 5 in the morning, even better. Eorzabeth with a little bit over 1,000 money. Eorzabeth with a second job, 1,000 money. Eorzabeth with another 1.5k job. Eorzabeth singing my praises over here, having a good time. That guy needs to slow up before he causes a wreck. I got lots of friends on the Ratchet Discord. Maybe they can come watch. Hey, Ratchet, that would mean a lot to me. I'll tell you what. If you got a whole... Wait, hold on. I like... Wait, what are you talking about on the Ratchet Discord? I like Ratchet. What's on the Ratchet Discord? Like, just in general. Like, what... Oh, hey, whoa, that's a weird pothole-looking thing. But I mean, otherwise, yes. If I'm playing a Ratchet and Clank game, that would be cool to have people who like Ratchet and Clank showing up to watch. Income Driver Dana, $1,000. She didn't level up though, so that's unfortunate. Lots of people who love it? You guys share art and stuff like that? Or you just talk about the games, or talk about techniques and stuff like that? Like, it sounds neat though. What I'm saying is, if you want to direct message me a link to that server, I'm interested. I pretty much confine myself, like, I end up in a lot of servers, right, but I end up in a lot of servers because friends or people I know are in them, and, I don't know if I'm safe to say that we're definitely friends. I don't know if that would weird you out, because, you know, I'm just a face and voice on the internet, but, I feel like we know enough that I could trust your opinion on Ratchet Discord servers. I mean, you are a Ratchet aficionado, so I trust your judgment on that one. Am I driving not in the road? What is this dotted line situation? What does this represent? That lane ends over here. Interesting. Oh, my lane is the superior lane. Interesting. Weird, I do kind of feel like I've been on this road before, but it is a gray line, so I have not actually been on this road before. I'm getting that frame rate stutter with... Yep, okay, there's the river. There's something that doesn't actually drop my frames, but causes the game to, like, chug weirdly. And it's got to do with reflections. It's something to do with reflections. So I was like, I must be near something reflective, and yep, there was a river. Let's see, Ratchet says, well, so you want to join, I can help. Also, I've known you for long, so I consider you to be a friend. Oh, that's very kind, Ratchet. I mean, you know, we each know our boundaries, right? We don't really talk so much between streams, and, like, you understand, I'm not trying to, like, there's a power imbalance, right? Where I have, like, a Twitch stream and stuff like that, and, I don't want you to feel pressured to, like, get the friendship situation. Like, I think we both are adult enough to acknowledge that there's a whole thing there, and I got to be really careful about if I ever want to stay humble and also get popular. Like, so I don't want to put you in a weird place, but yeah, I feel we chat, we talk about things, you know. So I mean, you know, I like Ratchet and Clank. I feel like Ratchet and Clank is one of those series that was got really good when I was really starting to get good at games. It was really good, and then basically it dried up, you know. It got put in a weird place in the PlayStation 3 era, not properly marketed, and I don't feel like it hit all the same strides. And then they started doing, like, the Sonic series stuff, where it's like, oh, this game kind of has to have a gimmick, which, you know, is going to be All for One, and then Up Your Arsenal, and then a small game that went back to it, which is Enter the Nexus, which, like, besides you, I don't know a single person on the planet Earth who's played. And then Ratchet & Clank PS4 kind of was a step back, because it was literally a step back, where one of the least likable characters in the entire series incorrectly tells the events of the first game. Let's see, there's also an Insomniac Discord. Insomniac is behind which games right now? Ratchet & Clank. They did... Oh, they're behind Spider-Man? I'm kind of specifically Ratchet & Clank right now. I have had plenty of requests to play Spider-Man on stream. Which, at this point, I can probably wait to do until I have a PlayStation 5. Because it'll probably play better on PlayStation 5. And then, at some point a year or so from now, Miles Morales will go on sale for like $15-20, and it'll actually be like a worthwhile investment, and then maybe I'll pick that up too. One of the first 2 games I intend to play on PlayStation 5 this year is going to be either Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart or Final Fantasy VII... what is it called? Integer? No. Inner something. And I'm not going to be playing Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to be co-piloting with probably Cody the Kingslayer. And hopefully we'll get Captain Soja in on some of it too. Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, Spyro, some others. Oh yeah, Spyro! I picked up a Spyro Trilogy for my little sister for last Christmas, and she's been enjoying it, so... Forgot about Spyro, you're right. I didn't really get into Spyro from the beginning, but I really like Ratchet & Clank, and I really think you can keep telling stories in that series, especially the way they kind of serialized it. The one series that I kind of don't ever expect to see again, but keep wanting, that's a platformer around the time of Ratchet & Clank, is Jak and Daxter. I badly want a new Jak game. Got God Rays coming through. I will say, custom making this truck has made it so that it doesn't seem as bad. This might be the nice one. Oh, you know what? I just realized that I've been upgrading the lowest level of truck, haven't I? There's arrows to pick better versions, better trucks by the same company, and I have not been doing that. Can't wait to see me in the Ratchet Discord? Well, I mean, you know, we will see what is what. Bummy Angel followed me. Well, thank you, Bummy. That's most appreciated. So, real talk, Ratchet, real talk. Do you think, I'm just gonna call her Mallet, the new Lombax, do you think she's trans? Or do you think they wouldn't dare? Do you think that's way too, like, taboo in the world type situation? Because all signs point to trans in my book. So I'm legitimately curious if anybody else thinks that's a possibility. I cannot remember if we've discussed this before. Because, and it needs to be repeated, that male, or at least male at birth, male Lombaxes have tails, and female Lombaxes do not, genetically speaking. There is what they call a sexual dimorphism, which is when there is a difference in the same species between the two genders. Or between the... I'm sorry, not between the two genders. Between the sexes. The available sexes. Do you think she's a female Lombax from another dimension? See, that's my concern, is that it's just straight up, oh, Lombaxes in this other dimension all have tails. Because you gotta remember, that could just mean she's from, like, the Lombax... where the Lombax are now, right? Not spoiling anything for me that might come up in the 3 games I haven't played past the one I'm in, But my understanding of the situation with the Dimensionator is that the Lombaxes fled this universe and ended up in another universe. So, if she, like, because that kind of makes it so that, so Ratchet is from the universes the Lombaxes are in, but it could possibly be that we're playing by the rules that all Lombaxes across all universes are the same and or come from the same place, because the current batch of Lombaxes we are aware of, as far as I know, without playing the next 3 games, are all speeding penalty. God damn it, I'm getting so many penalties. Oh, it's just a fucking random cop. God damn it. I want to yell fucking pig, but it's not really his fault that I was speeding. It's kind of my fault I was speeding. I'm distracted talking, so whatever. But your perspective, Ratchet, is like, that's just what female Lombaxes look like in the dimension that I'll just keep saying Mallet, that Mallet is from. I kind of hope it's Mallet. I like Mallet as a name. She's got like a big hammer thing, and Ratchet's carrying around a Ratchet. It just makes sense. Actually, no, I take that back. Ratchet is not carrying around a Ratchet, is he? He's carrying around a wrench. My logic just fell apart. Oh well. An Omni wrench? I believe it's an Omni wrench. Okay, so we have roughly 8 hours currently left in the delivery before we get derailed doing something else. And I'm about to check how much time I need until next rest. 7 hours. 9 hours remain on the job. Well, that's a problem. Having to take that detour really screwed things up. You think her name is Hammer, or that she has a hammer? Because a hammer is a mallet. A mallet is a hammer. I mean, I'm sure they each mean very specifically different things, but, like, if we're talking about the same object, we're talking about the same object. Omni Hammer? Interesting. For all we know, without Clank, it's possible that whatever her... wait, hold on, am I left or right? I'm right. It's possible that whatever item that she's actually using might have the capability of turning into a lot of different tools. So maybe in the trailer we're just seeing it as one particular thing. And maybe it can, maybe it can pop into like a robotic pogo stick or a helicopter propeller or something like Clank. Like, since she doesn't, well, presumably we're going to be playing a fair amount of the game as this female Lombax. Because the assumption, I'm sure you gathered this, but I think it's pretty clear that throwing Clank through the portal and having him end up with her means that we're going to start playing the game right after the opening tutorial segment with Ratchet. We're going to start playing the game as her with Clank. I think that seems pretty clear to me as a game design thing. Like, we might not have Ratchet for a majority of the game, just like we didn't have Clank for the majority of one game. Like, this might be Ratchet's time to sit on the sideline. Or we might be some pass the torch thing where she's like, yeah, I'm Ratchet, and, like, she, like, pretends to be him because they gotta get somewhere and do something, and she's a Lombax, and she has a tail so she can pass. And then she, like, is impersonating Ratchet, but then, like, kind of falls into the role, and maybe she becomes, quote-unquote, the new Ratchet. Like, that's possible. Sorry, I'm a storyteller, I'm just spitballing. Like, these are just thoughts I have about... There's a lot of possibilities, is what I'm saying. For all we know, she will end up with some sort of female-coded Clank equivalent from her own dimension. That's possible. Maybe they'll... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be the Ratchet and Clank series without Ratchet and or Clank starring. Maybe we can pass the torch. It's one of the things that goes wrong in lots of these platforming story games is not progressing time, you know? Like, maybe if the assumption is people are going to play this game because they love Ratchet and Clank, but we want new people to play it, maybe you take the risk and instead of doing Ratchet and Clank PS4, you give people the opportunity to, like, jump in to the series here with new protagonists. I mean, Clank doesn't have to change because he's a robot, but... 1 second, I need to get over. Also, I think I need to actually slow down. I do actually need to slow down. Ratchet in the chat asks, what if the female Lombax has a Clank in universe, but he or she gets a portal and finds male Ratchet? Ah! I like that. That would also make perfect sense. That would also be good stories type stuff. Additionally, it's possible that at that point, the different, let's call them the different Lombaxes and the different, robots? Actually, Clank has a robotic species name, doesn't he? It's not coming to me. Wait, does that mean that she would be the keeper of time in her universe, maybe? Where does Keeper of Time fall into all this, also? Do. Trailer damage. Man, that is so hard to aim from... Why is it so hard to aim from first person, but it's easier to aim from out of first person? From third person, is what I meant. I don't know why I said out of first person. That's not how you describe that. But that is a good idea. Like, that would make story sense. Insomniac is not afraid to, like... I think they reproved themselves with how good Spider-Man PS4 is. And I don't know about Miles Morales, because that seemed like a little bit of a Sony-forced cash grab. It's probably a really good game, but, like, I just don't like the way they were like, yes, you can only play this if you buy the Supreme Excellence version of the other Spider-Man game that you already own. Like, I didn't care for that. It's probably a good game, but still, Spider-Man PS4 is probably the best story in a Spider-Man video game ever. And Spider-Man, unlike some people, some video game characters, some comic book characters, has not had particularly bad stories for a lot of his games. Some of his games, yes, but not a lot of his games. Hey, Driver Sophia, €2,000 income. Ratchet says, no, please don't say that. I don't want Ratchet to leave or to get hurt or to die. I can't live without him, but I think it's okay because he's a mascot for PlayStation and Insomniac, so I don't think he's going anywhere. He's a mascot for Insomniac. He's not a mascot for PlayStation. Insomniac is a third party now, right? Oh, wait, no, they got bought up, didn't they? Are they? Wait, did they? They left Sony. And then... Actually, I'm trying to remember, over the last year or something, did they get purchased up as a second-party publisher for Sony? I don't remember now. But in any event, that doesn't mean Ratchet has to leave the story. It depends on how much time has passed, right? Is Ratchet 20 years older than when he started his adventures? Maybe his adventuring years are behind him. Falling into a mentor role doesn't mean that your life stops. It just means that you fall into a situation where you start passing on your experience to other people. Honestly, I used to be a lot better at video games than I am right now. So, a lot of me talking about games and stuff is from the time period I was good at it, but my reaction time is reduced. And I know it sounds like I'm talking like an old mun, but, like, I am getting the gray hairs. I would be described as a gray hair. Or, yeah. Wait, no. Gray fur? Gray fur. I would be a gray fur. Hey, Janna leveled up. Hold on one quick second. We need to make sure that Janna is leveling in the way that we want. She is currently going for long distance. Let's get her some high-value cargo. And then we'll go back to long distance. Wait, he's like 18 when the story starts? Or now? Because by the time we get to A Crack in Time, Ratchet has, what, like 8 years have passed minimum, right? In character? Minimum. A lot of time has gone by in character. And depending on how far ahead we set Ratchet and Clank from Ratchet and Clank PS4 from Enter the Nexus, you gotta think, Ratchet's probably been adventuring for at least half as long as he's been alive. The series turned 18, so maybe Ratchet's 23? Wait, wouldn't that make... Wait, huh, what? Wouldn't that... But if you add 18 to 18, you don't get 23. Don't make me do the math, but you get 36. Ratchet could be in his mid-30s. But again, I would more expect that's the setup. I mean, we have a living Ratchet voice actor, right? So it's not like we're worried on that front. Not that game companies are against yanking out voice actors and replacing them, because, you know, I think because voice actors, along with lots of stuff to do with the video game industry, are trying to get unionized. So lots of game publishers are screwing people over. But I'm just saying, you have to keep in mind, like, because developers don't always want to keep making the same game over and over again. Some developers do, but Ratchet & Clank PS4 was an attempt to reinvent Ratchet & Clank for a new generation, retell the first game's story, and then see about setting up the pace to go again. And it didn't do that well, and it wasn't that well received, and it certainly wasn't the best at what Ratchet & Clank does as a game. Keeping in mind that, even though I haven't played it on stream, I have played through Ratchet & Clank PS4. I didn't get to challenge mode it, though. I think I might have the save file still, so I might be able to challenge mode start that game. But in any event, they were testing the waters to see if people were still interested in Ratchet & Clank, and the answer was mostly no. So if they want to see if a new generation, especially, and I must reiterate, if it were to turn out that Mallet is transgender, then you've got a whole new setup for a whole new series of characters. Or gender fluid. Like, we no longer have to be concerned with confining ourselves to the ignorance of two genders. And we shouldn't be afraid to have, you know, kids growing up experience and understand what that is on some level. Hold on, you'll ask Google about how old the series is, or about how old Ratchet is. When the story started, wasn't Ratchet like, I don't know, like 14 or 16 or something like that? He wasn't a kid. He wasn't like Sonic ages, but he was kind of young, wasn't he? I don't remember now. Not that it matters. He's an alien race. We don't know if he's even technically an adult yet. I feel like Ratchet, the character in story, has matured to the point where he should be counted as an adult. Though by that logic, it seems like most other Lombaxes are taller than him, so maybe he still has a growth spurt ahead of him. Maybe... Yeah, actually, I don't think there are any Lombaxes that are shorter than Ratchet, but I think it's always implied that Ratchet is the youngest Lombax. So, alien race speaking, he might have a growth spurt still ahead of him before he's fully counted as an adult. I don't know that he's actually been in actual romantic relationships. He's been romantic relationship adjacent 2 or 3 times. He was like 15 in the first one, Insomniac confirmed? Okay. Well, then, if we just went by sheer years alone, 15 plus 18 would be 33. Paris to Le Mans. That means that we are approaching destination. We are going to be getting extra tired on this trip because we gotta get in there. I may have slept slightly too soon, combined with the absurd detour I had to take, which added like 170 kilometers to my trip. Currently listed as about 3.5 hours remaining in the trip, and I have about 3.5 hours of rest. So I will be past definitely need to rest as I'm dropping this off because I don't have any wiggle room time. I've got 5 hours remaining on the job, so I can't possibly sleep because you automatically sleep for 9 hours. I don't want to push the situation, but I don't know. Part of the reason I'm trying to design some game ideas I have the way I'm designing them and writing the stories is because I feel like the types of stories I might write as a trans person aren't being told anywhere. And so all I have to go on until the game releases and it turns out not to be the case, and I'm not getting my hopes up about it, but all I have to go on is female Lombaxes don't have tails, genetically speaking, and the character that identifies as female in the trailer is a woman, she has a tail. I'm not saying I expect anything to come of that, and you're probably right, it's an alternate dimension, so alternate dimension Lombax has tails. Maybe the males of her dimensions don't have tails, but I can still hope. You're only telling me how old the games are? So kind of what I was saying, which is we never really say again how old Ratchet is. In Deadlock, Google says 16. No. In Deadlock, he would have to be at least 17. Because in character, it was a year between the first and second games. And I believe it was another year between the first and third games. And then you can assume Deadlock happened basically directly after the end of 3. So you could say those maybe happened in the same year. But I think Ratchet would mathematically have to be at least 17 by the time Deadlock happened. And it's clear that some definite time has passed, even though they don't even say or imply how much, but some definite time has passed by the time we get up to A Crack in Time. Or Ratchet and Clank Future, I should say. Ratchet and Clank Future Trilogy. So... But, alternatively, if he is 16 in Deadlock, then that means that the events of Ratchet and Clank 2, like, let's do the converse. The converse is that the events of Ratchet and Clank 2 and 3 and Deadlock all happen in the same year. And that would lead into what I was saying before about adventurer burnout. Like, if Ratchet is experiencing accelerated amounts of shenanigans in his life, I'm not going to draw a Steven Universe comparison because I haven't seen that series almost at all, except for like the first 4 or 5 episodes. But it sounds like one of those situations in which it would be easier to write the main character away as, you know, that's one of those things where you're like, you're older than your years. If Ratchet is experiencing a whole bunch of stuff and can't find an answer, it just says he's in his 20s, well, that's kind of what I'm saying. And that's probably assuming that Ratchet and Clank Future Trilogy all happens. Probably you could probably say that the events of that game happen. Actually, I'd say you can say it happens within a year, but then I just remembered that between the events of Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty, and between Quest for Booty and Crack in Time, each time they said a certain number of months went by. Or at least between Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty, months have gone by. But point being, back to what I was saying, which is Ratchet has had a overfull life. He has done a lot of adventuring. He's been in a lot of danger. And I'm not saying they put him on one last mission, but you know. Income from driver Ludwig. 2.3k. Actually, you know what? I was slowing down. We actually need to go. We actually need to be speeding. It's gonna suck if I get another fucking speeding ticket, but we are. All right, let me check and see if there's any cops. Oh, back up to 90. Perfect. You know what, Ratchet? I'm pretty good at this. I can double check my various instruction booklets and online factors, and we can figure out. I mean, it's probably in a wiki, right? Does the wiki not list his age in each? Is there not a Ratchet and Clank timeline? Do we even know what quote unquote year any of the events of Ratchet and Clank games are happening? I don't think we do. I mean, even the first Metroid had like a year. Basically, I don't really get hyped as much for games anymore, but as much as I'm cautiously optimistic looking forward to them. But like Ratchet and Clank is along with Final Fantasy VII Remake going to be my reasons to pick up a PlayStation 5. And yeah, I could pick up Final Fantasy VII Remake right now, but if I put it off this long, why not play the prettier version? Keep left? Alright, I can keep left. Like 3,000 years from now? Ratchet and Clank? How would you even know? There aren't any humans in Ratchet and Clank. Like, and they don't talk about it. Metroid's like 300 years in the future, I think. I think the first game is like 23X4 or something. Like they put an X where the tens place is for some reason. Do. Alright, we are in Red Yawn territory, everyone. We are in Danger Zone. But we have roughly 100 miles left in this trip. Oh wait, no, that's not right. I'm doing that backwards. I'm absolutely doing that backwards. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Math. Anyway. 40? 40, 45? We have, like... No. Damn it, math! Fuck, I give up. Wait, hold on. That's even split. 50 kilometers. So... 31 miles? 31 miles. I was going the wrong way. 31 miles. That's just it. All humans have been dead for a long time and the Earth is gone. How do you even... We never even touched the Earth in Ratchet and Clank. It's not like Kirby, where the Earth is clearly frozen over and is a snowball. Like, that's very clear. Earth exists in Kirby. But I don't remember there... Unless you're alluding to some things that happened in the 3 games I haven't played, I don't recall Earth ever being mentioned in... Or humans mentioned in any of the games, because Quark's not a human, as far as we can tell. I don't think we've ever seen him without his gloves on.
And then exit right.
Which would be the only way that he'd get by with being human, is because he has, like, I think he's got, like, 3 fingers, right?
Exit.
So, unless he's packing his gloves to make it look like he doesn't have 5 fingers. Uh-oh. Like, they... Also, they haven't ever been in... They haven't even been in our galaxy, right? They haven't been in either Andromeda or Milkdromeda. So... If they're not in our galaxy, there shouldn't be any humans unless, you know, humans got sucked through space and got lost somewhere. But, you know, these things happen. Dude... Okay, let me pay attention to these green arrows. Le Voyage and Balloon.
Third exit.
Like, feel free to point out, Ratchet, you know, unless it happens in the 3 games I haven't played. Hey, you need to enter the roundabout. Enter the roundabout! Enter the roundabout! Go now, go, go! Dude! I'm gonna fall asleep at the wheel. Go! What the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna push you into this intersection. Very softly. Go, go, go! Go! Plenty of room, go! A message into the Nexus when you walk up to the Dan tribute in the Galaxy Museum? Get the fuck out of my goddamn way! Okay. Wait, hold on. But Dan's not real. Like, I don't know if we can count that as canon. In the Galaxy Museum, do you mean is that game's version of the Insomniac Museum? Because Dan is he's the Make-A-Wish kid, right? He's been in every game. But he's that's metagaming the situation, because he's only human in the game because he's human in real life. He was a real person. That doesn't sound conclusive to me. Unfortunately, you said it's Into the Nexus, so I can't ask you details about it, because I've made it this long without knowing them, and I'm gonna... Oh my goodness gracious. What is this road setup? I have to go all the way around and under and through? Engine malfunction, visit service as soon as possible. Alright, let's check and see if my light's turned off. No?
Exit. Right.
Okay, so I don't know why my lights turned off earlier, but I just confirmed that when the engine has a problem, they don't go out. Alright, so, argument unresolved. We'll get to it. Make a note, Ratchet. We will rediscuss humans in the galaxy once I get Into the Nexus, which I'm going to try and do by the end of the year. If I can, I'll try and do it by the end of the summer. But I kind of don't want to wear myself out in Ratchet and Clank before playing Into the Nexus, or not. I mean, before playing Rift Apart, especially because I already know I don't really care for Ratchet and Clank PS4. Yeah, they mentioned Earth and Cats, and Dan was an Insomniac worker who died in 2007 when Tools came out. Oh, okay, I misremembered exactly who Dan was. But yeah, Dan's been in, like, every game represented, right?
Exit now.
So... But that's the thing, is what I'm saying, is... The museum piece
Go straight
may not be canonical, because all the other times he's been like an in-game reference Insomniac Museum situation, or a skin or something like that, and
This is where it ends.
I don't know if that counts as humans existing in the universe. Alright, where do you need it? I'm about to just straight up get a fine. There it is, sleeping violation. But that was truly unavoidable given the route I had to take to get here. Wait, did I finish my mashed... Oh, no. Are my mashed potatoes downstairs unfinished? Oh, no. I didn't even pull them upstairs. My stomach is very angry with me right now. Alright, well, I had Ratchet Dream last night. Well, dare I ask what type of dream, Ratchet, or is it inappropriate for stream? And we in it. Test drive limited, 5 of 7. So I have now driven... Wow, that was major damage penalty for smacking that toll booth. I've now driven 5 of the game's 7 brands of truck, 1,000 miles each, owning them. So, bam. Alright, hitting OK. To anybody who might be watching later on YouTube, I thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. My name is Huntermun, and I will see you in the future.